Good morning. A home is something that many people tend to take for granted. But for me, the meaning of a home always changed. It was different houses, different rules, different people. And for a long time, I didn't feel like I would ever have control over my own life. Again, good morning. My name is Destiny Love King. I entered the foster care system when I was very young. I was removed from what I thought was love, an abusive home. And by the time that I was separated from my 14 siblings, I was placed in new homes with my little sister. By this time, I had already learned how to survive. I knew how to stay strong. I knew how to protect my younger siblings, and I knew how to guard my heart. I grew up a lot faster than I was supposed to, and over the next 3 years, my little sister and I bounced around from home to home. All 14 of us were separated based on our biological mothers. But luckily, my little sister and I were always placed together. But my one younger brother, he was also left by himself. We had only 2 visits with my biological mom in that course of that 3 years. And at the time, I was very confused, uncertain, not really able to understand what was really going on. Most of my childhood, due to this, I felt really, really guarded. I thought I had to solve everything on my own. And then one day, I was placed in Diane King's home. Miss King brought something very different: love and stability. She gave me and my sister a home. She then told me that she wanted to adopt us. And you would think I would have been excited due to everything that I had been through. But as a child, I still wanted to go back to what I thought love was supposed to be with my biological parents. I still didn't quite understand why they couldn't get us back. And that's when I was told that my parents' rights had been terminated. With support and supervision, I still remember reading the documents, seeing the notes, seeing the photos of all the bruises on my 10-year-old body. And it was the first time I truly understood everything that I had really been through. I was 10 years old when I finally really got it. I was 10 years old when that reality finally sank in. But even then, I knew one thing. If I was finally going to have a forever home, I had to go get my little brother, and he had to come too. So, Miss King did adopt me. She adopted me, my little sister, and we went and got my little brother. And we finally had a home. Some of my favorite memories are the simple ones we tend to overlook. Just being included by her family. Having older siblings that actually took me out to dinner, going grocery shopping, sitting at a table as a family, eating dinner, laughing, smiling, and letting my guard down for the very first time. And through Miss King, we were introduced to the Children's Center. And when I walked through those doors for the first time, something in me changed. At the Children's Center, I wasn't just a placement. I wasn't just a case file. I was actually a person. People looked at me, and they actually asked me questions. You know, they usually don't ask kids and stuff, really. I was asked things like, how are you feeling today? What do you want? What do you need? Do you feel safe? The littlest things like that may sound super simple, but it's not when you've been through what I've been through. And when you've had to be an adult your entire childhood, being asked what you need changes something inside you. The Children's Center didn't just support my mom. They supported me. They helped me understand my trauma instead of defining me by it. They gave me space to process everything I had carried for so many years. They created stability in my life when everything felt uncertain. And because they listened to me, I found my voice. So today, I'm standing here as someone who knows that her voice matters. I'm also a mother. So every single day, I get to think about the kind of childhood that I had and the kind of childhood that I want my daughter to have. I want her to have a childhood filled with safety, stability, love, all the things that I used to question. And honestly, I'm so proud of the parent that I am today. I'm creating a childhood for my daughter that was completely different from the one that I was introduced to initially. And honestly, that healing began at the Children's Center. They didn't just change my childhood. They changed how I show up as a parent today. They changed how I see myself. They changed my future. I get to break all of those generational curses and that repeated cycle for me and my daughter. And now today, I use my story to help others, to help all the kids out there that were just like me and the little girls that I used to be. And I've learned how to turn my pain into purpose. And that is what the Children's Center does. They don't just impact a moment in a child's life. They change the trajectory of what a family is. They help children who have had to grow up way too soon remember what it feels like to be a kid. They create space for healing. They make sure kids like me are not just moved through the system, but they're actually seen, that they're supported, and my biggest thing, that we're heard. Right now, there are children who feel exactly how I used to. Children who are growing up way too fast. Children who are carrying fear, confusion, and questions that they don't have the answers to. The Children's Center is where those children begin to find their voice, just like I found mine. Today, I am one of the voices of tomorrow. But there are so many more voices that are out there waiting. When you give to the Children's Center, you're making sure that another child walks through those doors and is asked, how do you feel? What do you need? Are you safe? You're making sure that another child is heard, and you're helping a child who feels unwanted begin to believe that they are worthy, because they are. Someone there listened to me, and now I use my voice so that others will be heard. And today, I thank you all for listening to me. And I thank you for choosing to invest in future voices just like mine. Thank you.